to do a quick funny topic. Can we laugh for a second? So you guys know about the whole Winter Burrow situation. Obviously, we talked about it twice now. And for the last couple of streams, we just been kind of checking in on the Steam forums and seeing how things are going for Winter Burrow since they decided to ban pretty much everybody. Um, it's not going good. It's not going good, right? So now here's what happens every time there is mass banning when it comes to the revelation of like SBI or things of that nature. Every time there's mass banning like that, you're always going to have a very small attempt at counterculture. And that's exactly what's happening here, right? You have one or two threads in here that are basically licking the balls of the corporation or licking the balls of the studio. And this one is a prime example in support of the devs. Look at what they say here. They say, don't worry, people. I'm sorry, don't worry. People who really care about the game will purchase it and support you because there isn't any controversy if you worked with a company demonized for the crime of being inclusive in narrative terms. Let's stop right there. I'm really tired of this false narrative, and this is why these people get shit, right? This is why these people get the backlash all the time. They try to gaslight people who don't know about the situation, and they try to claim that the reason why this company is being attacked is because they're inclusive, and that's completely bullshit. The reason why this company is being attacked is because they themselves have made it very clear that they don't like the fucking like the industry that they work in. They don't like the gaming industry. They've made that very clear. There has been multiple people that work for this company that have openly admitted they want to burn the industry to the ground. They want to change everything about it that people have loved for decades, and they want to warp it into whatever their version of the gaming industry should be. Right. So when people naturally go and counter that, that is not a bad thing. It is not bad to have a counter to something that you are trying to do. That is where equalization comes into play. You are trying to actively silence those people and have free reign to do whatever the fuck you want to do. You believe that you have the ability to do that, and that other people shouldn't be able to criticize you or talk about what you're doing and have any opinion about what you do. That's number one. Number two, the people who have run defense for you have openly lied about what you tried to do. The reason why people hate you as a company is not because of your DEI nonsense. You're just another dime in the bucket. You're the same as every other company doing the same fucking shit, trying to pretend to be different. You guys are all about diversity, equity, and inclusion, but there's no diversity of thought in any one of your studios whatsoever. You all think the same. You all talk the same. You all act the same. And you damn near look the same. Every single one of you has a fucking nose ring on. You got blue hair, pink hair, and you're all retarded. But that's besides the point. The reason why people hate you, or I should say at the very least dislike you, is because you tried to get someone banned for their opinion. You tried to get their Steam account taken down. You still to this day have not acknowledged that Chris Kindred was the one that started Gamergate 2. You haven't acknowledged it, and the journalists that run damage control for you have never acknowledged it. So it's because of that lack of acknowledgement, which, by the way, ironically, the same thing's happening here, which is causing backlash for the developers of Winter Burrow because they don't want to acknowledge it. They want to just ban people. It seems to be a pattern here, but I digress. You guys are the ones that started Gamergate 2.0 because you tried to get Kabrutis banned. You tried to get his group banned because he wanted people to have a little bit of transparency in what products are offering DEI and what's not offering DEI. Whether you agree with it or not, that's not your prerogative. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to disagree with it. You only have to just keep it moving, right? Just like you're allowed to have your opinion and do your job, people are allowed to have their opinion and do their job and criticize you and all of that. So that is the reason why people don't like you, because once people caught wind of you being the reason why Gamergate 2 truly started and journalists ran defense for you and left that part out of their stories purposefully, that is what caused all of this. That is what caused the backlash. That is the reason why it's still happening to this day, where people are covering companies like yours because you are actively using the same strategies because you guys are fucking insane. You guys are insane. You all think that you are the true definition of insanity. You think you could do the same fucking thing and somehow there's going to be different results. That's not what's going to happen. So that's exactly what's happening here, right? Winter Burrow is a prime example of this. It's not about, oh, they're just they just hate inclusivity. Go suck a fucking dick, bro. It's got nothing to do with that. You know what people hate? People hate liars. People hate people that just try to suppress speech, openly ban people, right? It's no different than hating someone who shot fucking Charlie Kirk in the neck. It's no different. You shot Charlie Kirk in the neck to suppress his speech because you didn't like what he was saying. You're doing the same thing here in a digital sense where you're banning everybody without any sort of merit whatsoever. You're just banning people left and right because they are questioning things about you. They have questions and you don't even want to answer them. And then you're going to try to pretend like, well, you never were going to buy the game anyway. No, there are some people that really were going to buy the game. There are some people that would be willing to try this game out. And even if they weren't willing to try it out at full retail price, it probably would have been one of these games they would have bought for $5. It would have been one of these games they would have bought for $3, $6 on sale. You know what I mean? People end up trying games that they otherwise would have never tried if it was $5 or less. Happens all the time. So again, I cannot stand this fucking bullshit narrative from these people. And they do it all the time. They're doing it even now to this day. The journalists are still doing it. Whoever's left, by the way. I want you guys to understand the fallout that has happened from one massive lie, right? The entire lie, the massive lie that you guys told about SBI a year ago has now resulted in so many layoffs, in so many closures, in companies being sold off. It is unbelievable. There's barely any gaming journalists left. The only ones left are the ones that have been around for the longest time. Your Jason Schreiers, for example. You went from having probably 100 gaming journalists in the industry to having like 10. Kotaku was running on a skeleton crew of like 2 people. You know what I mean? And that's only because they got bought out recently. Because the data that they have is worth more than the company itself. Their email listing is worth more than the company itself. So the company got sold so that the people who are buying it can have the data that's actually valuable. They don't give a fuck about the journalists. But in any case, again, it is the pushing and the advocating of silencing people that you don't like. And then you talk in coded language. You come out here and try to pretend like that's not what you're doing. You try to come out here and pretend like you guys literally advocate on your blue skies. I see you because I get sent screenshots all the time. I see you. I see you advocating for gamers to be put down. I see you advocating for YouTubers who you don't like that speak out against this stuff. I see you advocating for this shit. You're advocating for this. And then you're trying to sit there and pretend like, well, I didn't say that. It's like, no, bro, you absolutely did. You absolutely did. So these people, again, this is why when people say we are Charlie Kirk, they say that because if it was up to them, they would kill you. They would. They would remove you and remove your voice from the world. Because they believe that if they can remove your voice from the world, that is somehow going to stop your message. And it's amazing how they don't fucking learn a thing. Because if Charlie Kirk should teach you anything, is that if you try to remove someone's voice by offing them, that is not exactly going to work. And also, just so you're aware, because you guys are fucking retarded, Charlie Kirk chose to leave his guard down. Because he wanted to connect with you on a human level when he was having conversations with you. He was willing to talk with you without glass being up, protecting himself. He wanted to be able to have that open dialogue. Other people, they're not going to let their guard down. So you could talk this big talk, you could talk all this shit all you want, but other people are not going to let their guard down. And I'm sure you know that. So in any case, let's continue reading this. These are the same people who won't care about dictatorships, countries purchasing game companies like EA or SNK. What are you talking about? We are literally, like, for the last 2 days, we have been literally talking about EA in Saudi Arabia owning the company and what it could potentially mean, good, bad, and like, what the fuck are these people talking about? They literally fucking shadowbox the idealized version of their enemies. That's what they do. In their mind, they think they're fighting the good fight against whatever they perceive you to be. It doesn't matter if that's actually what you are. It's only what they perceive you to be. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? So believe me, we love your work. We are going to support you, and these troll mobs will leave after months, like every game. Yeah, okay, listen. I'm going to call it right now, and I'll place money on it. These people ain't going to support shit. They're not going to support shit. Who is this? Let's see. And ironically, of course, this person wasn't banned, right? This person wasn't banned. This guy is on a private fucking Steam account, which whatever, you're allowed to be a private Steam account. I have a private Steam account. Doesn't matter. Private Steam account, level 0 potentially, but that's probably just because he's private. And he's trying to say they'll leave after every game. They try to have pollute with their right-wing nonsense. Of course, again, projection, right? You're trying to claim everything is right-wing. Right-wing. Oh, it's right-wing. Anytime somebody I disagree with politically has to be right-wing. There's no way there could be anything else. Like, bro, oh my God, shut the fuck up, bro. Like, you literally look stupid. They always claim make games apolitical, but they didn't look themselves about their politics. But what games are push? Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm quite pissed off that SA is purchasing EA. Dragon Age Failguard was awful, but I have hoped the new Mass Effect game would be good. Now the Asari will have 2 genders, no gay relationships, and it's going to be filled with AI slop. But why does the game about mice need a diversity consulting company like SBI that hates gamers? That's a good question. It's the same reason why we asked the question. Why was it that I forgot which? I think it was Motorfest. I think it was Motorfest. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. But I think it's Motorfest. Motorfest was that racing game that had SBI working on it. Why the fuck do you need SBI to work on Motorfest? Is beyond me. All right, like what is SBI going to do for a racing game? And again, the problem I have with believing SBI, and I've made this very clear, is that they try to pretend as if they're just an innocent narrative consultancy company, right? Anytime they're out there doing hit pieces against gamers, they try to claim they're just an innocent narrative consultancy company, right? So why is it that every time they do some sort of public speaking event, it is never just about narrative consultancy and it's always about DEI? Why is that? Why is that? You guys claim to not be a DEI company, and yet the only public speaking events that I ever see you at, that I ever see you perform, is something related to DEI. The last one I saw you in was Black Developers in Gaming, where you talked about what it meant to be a Black developer in game. Like, that's all that you guys talk about. So I don't understand how you could sit up here and try to gaslight people and say that you're not a DEI company, that you're a narrative consultancy company, but then every single event that you ever go to, every speaking whatever thing that you do is always about DEI. Always. So if you want people to think you do something different, then do something different. You don't even talk about narrative. You talk about your experiences as a, Black, gay, whatever. That's what you talk about. It's fucking insane, bro. But this is a good question. Why does a game about mice need a diversity consultancy company? That's a good question. How about not having any of this and selling more, though? Oh, here we go. You are telling yourself, if you really know about SBI, you should know about their work as narrative consultants. This is an SBI alt, ladies and gentlemen. I'm calling it right now. This is an SBI alt account on Steam. They're just narrative consultants, helping to tie loose ends in games, past references, and so on. About the hating gamers part, I never ever saw a declaration like that. And even if they said it, well, I'm playing video games since 1991 and hate gamers myself. Yeah, congratulations. SBI alt account guaranteed. Guaranteed. Still don't see that grifters make money from hating and boycotting too. Oh my God. I hate this shit. I can't stand it. I can't stand it, bro. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. The reason why I can't stand it is because it is so patently false. And they never asked a question about anybody else making money doing anything else, right? So it's like, okay, let me make this very clear. Somebody makes money shilling for a game and a company, and they don't actually care about that company, but they just want the access. Well, that's a-okay. Thumbs up. Congratulations. Make your bag queen. Make your bag king. Right? That's what they always say. But apparently it's bad if you make money talking against what these people do. Apparently that's bad. And who the fuck called for a boycott? Like, again, it is not hating to call out the things that people perceive to be a problem in the gaming industry, some of which have been proven to be problems in the gaming industry, because if they weren't problems, you guys would not currently be 50,000 plus laid off within 2 years. If it wasn't a problem, you guys would be growing exponentially. But the only ones who are growing are the executives' pockets, while you developers are getting fired left and right because you're being stupid fucking activists and you think your companies actually give a shit about you. When they don't. It's only the executives that are getting lined in their pockets, and you're over here like, congratulations, little you fucking Antifa retard. Congratulations, now you can go on the unemployment line while you wait for your next job. It's like, what are you talking about, bro? What? I cannot stand it. The amount of envy is insane, okay? I want to be very clear. The amount of envy is insane, and people's egos will never allow them to admit this publicly because they don't want to. But the simple truth is that the envy is rampant throughout the gaming industry, throughout the creator content space. The envy is rampant. You have YouTubers that are shills that are angry that the people who are speaking out against the industry are making more money than they are, and they don't fucking like it. So instead of sitting there and admitting that their content perhaps could get a little bit better and perhaps they could entertain their fans a little bit better, they lose their fucking minds. They get overwhelmed with envy, and then they point the finger and want to call you a grifter because they don't know the meaning of the word. And then after they misuse the word, they don't just want to sit there and admit that they're coping and fucking seething because they thought and were taught the entire time that in order to make it as a content creator, you have to shill for the mainstream like the mainstream gaming industry. Otherwise, there's no way you can make it. And then over the last couple of years, it's been proven that that's not the case, motherfucker. But they don't want to do it because they already shilled. You can't turn your back on it. You can't bend over for Sony. You can't bend over for Xbox and take it up the ass and then all of a sudden start talking out against them. You can't do that. It's so fucking stupid. I can't stand it, bro. Just sit there and admit that this is all you think about. Sit there and admit that money is the only thing that's on your mind, because it is, motherfuckers. We know it is. You don't go there and shill for a major corporation unless you're looking for something to gain from it. So you look and you project and you point to other people who are just talking to their communities every day and entertaining them and hanging out with them, and you count every dollar they make and you say, well, they're grifting. Motherfucker, you're grifting. Mr. Oh, I support you. I'm a real supporter, but hey, maybe you could get me a free code. Maybe you could get me a free code. I don't really want to spend my own money. You know what I mean? Like, can you get me a free code? You're the grifter, motherfucker. You're the grifter. But you'll sit here pretend like everybody else here is because you project. That's all you guys do. You project nonstop. You're so fucking jealous. It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable. I don't think I've ever once in my entire career as a YouTuber ever thought about what somebody else was making. I never looked and thought about what's like, how can I take from someone else? How can I dislike, I guess dis would be the word, or how can I like talk down about them so I can lift myself up? That's crazy, bro. Get better. Get better at what you do. Entertain people, make them laugh, have a good time, and shut the fuck up. And then you're the first ones to be like, these guys don't play games. Motherfucker, do you have proof that you play games? And no, I'm not talking about your 200 hours playing NBA 2026. I'm so sick of the fucking envy that's running rampant in this place. I really am. I really am, bro. Every goddamn fucking post is always calling this person a grifter, that person a grifter. They don't even call me that anymore. I'm just fucking venting at what I see in the general like creator content space on YouTube and obviously from the gaming industry, from developers and whatnot. They speak very vague. They speak very general. They don't want to name anybody, but it's like it is so sickening, bro. It is so sickening. I look at some of these content creators and I see them fucking seething, melting down and coping and calling people grifters and all this shit. It's like you guys, what the fuck, bro? What the fuck? Are you seriously that worried about what people? And then they're like, oh, but you're rage peddling. You got to keep the rage machine going, bro. This is why I say that people fight idealized versions of whatever's in their mind of their enemies. So if they think that all you do is talk about bad stuff, then that is what they're going to stick with. They don't actually watch your content. They don't actually know what you talk about on a daily basis. They don't realize that you have a gaming fucking channel, that you play video games and review games. They don't realize that you have a manga channel where you talk about the love of your books and the love of your collection and your manga and shit like that. All they talk about is, I think you're a rage baiter. I know that you make money on YouTube. I hate you because you make money. It should be me. I'm the one saying the right things. You're the one saying the wrong things. Why do you have the viewers? Why do you have the money? Why do you have the followers? How did you get to 100K? You're so lucky. It's all luck. Like, bro, shut the fuck up, bro. Shut up, bro. Anyway, sorry for that little bit of a rant. It's just you know, it's amazing to see what the content creation space has become, where you can clearly see that people who didn't make it doing content that they thought that they can do because everybody else was doing, they didn't make it, so now they're angry about not making it, so now they want to blame you and say the content is bad. It's like, no, bro, don't blame the content. Don't blame the other people. Blame yourself. If you tried to do a certain kind of content and you failed, blame yourself. Don't blame me. Don't blame anybody. Blame yourself. Blame yourself. It's your fucking fault. Some way, shape, or form, it's your fault. Figure it out. Anyway, I don't even know where that came from. I don't even know where that came from. Holy shit. God damn. All right. Anyway, yeah. Let's move on. Yeah, so this Steam forum is blowing up big time. Blowing up big time, and they deserve it. They deserve it. So you could sit up here and try to pretend as if Winter Burrow is so innocent, but the truth is that they had an opportunity. They had an opportunity to come out here and say something. They're choosing not to, and through their actions, it's pretty clear that they don't want to, right? And I didn't let me see. I'm gonna refresh this really quick. Let's see. Ooh, a bunch of threads just disappeared. Look at this. And you know, again, I want to be very clear. This is how you know the ideology is in a certain direction for this game. Because if you notice, a lot of the Sweet Baby Inc. threads are getting deleted. But look at what's not getting deleted. In support of the devs, another woke right mob. Wow. Apparently, we're the woke right mob. Seriously, is it hard for the woke right dummies to not harass developers because they want to work with another group? If you don't like it, just ignore the game and move on with your lives. Trust me when I say nobody here will miss you. But thanks for giving me the idea to recommend this game as a response. It's like, okay, First off, this game is not going to do numbers. We already know that. So let's stop pretending as if it is. Second off, it's not harassment to ask a very simple question. Hey, Winter Burrow, we notice you guys are working with a highly controversial group known as Sweet Baby Inc. Okay. Can you elaborate on your relationship with Sweet Baby Inc. and what they potentially might have done with the game so that we can make an informed decision? Yeah, that's not happening, right? Meanwhile, these are the same motherfuckers that will go on Twitter and they'll be like, oh, they didn't give a fuck that EA got bought out until they realized two things. Number one, EA got bought out by the Saudis. So they're like, oh my God, my gay shit's going to go away. This is problematic. Well, who cares? You just said the same thing. Why are you going to harass the people who bought the company? Why don't you just ignore it and move on with your life? You don't need to play any of the EA games. We could have the same exact reaction. Just ignore it and move on. And then they cared about it again because what's his name? I forgot his name. Donald Trump's fucking son-in-law, whoever. It's like, who cares? Just ignore it and move on. That's it. Ignore it and move on. But they never want to do it, right? If they are angry at something, they have the right to complain about it nonstop. If we are not happy with something, we don't have the right to say shit. And that is the world that they want to live in. They can go suck a dick. They can go suck a dick. No matter how much they try to silence people, it will never happen. You can get rid of one person and there will be 100 people. There will be 100 people out there saying the same shit and getting the message out there. In any case, let's move on. Let me catch up on super chats really quick. Shout out to you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, man.